So, Gary, having gone through so much trauma in my own life and full of fear and desperation, and having found that EFT helped me enormously, can you explain, please, for anyone else that may be suffering with trauma, how it can help and what they can do and how it works, really?
Yeah, actually, Sue, trauma is one of the things that EFT does really, really well with, especially if used in a skillful way. Okay. Um, let's go back for a moment to even what causes the traumatic responses. From an EFT point of view, what's going on is there becomes when somebody is accessing a past memory or going through trauma or remembering trauma and so on. What happens with the internally with the system is that all these energy meridians get disrupted. It's like a short circuit in the system. And so by tapping on these various endpoints, which is what the meridians, which is what EFT does, we send balancing energy down them and there's a relaxation on these issues. Okay.
Mm.
Now, it's not just a physical relaxation for the moment, although that happens. It actually takes the memories themselves and takes the sting right out of them. So that when that sting is gone, when that memory is now resolved, then we no longer have the nightmares. We no longer have the anger outbursts. We no longer have the sweats and the headaches and the pains and all the stuff that goes with these traumas. That's one of the most difficult forms of trauma is war trauma. And I've done lots with vets, and I've got to go back a second here. It doesn't matter what kind of trauma it is, whether it's sexual trauma or childhood abuse trauma or anything else or war trauma. It all works in the same way. But with war trauma, I've dealt with, I can't tell you how many vets. We've recorded them, we've filmed them, we've made movies out of them, we've done research on them, etc. And we've had just remarkable results. These guys, these war veterans that were so distressed with their post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, no longer have these symptoms.
Oh,
The
it's amazing. It's like a mini miracle. I see it, to be honest, with
Yeah,
how it's me.
yeah, and they're in my country, the U.S. I mean, billions of dollars are spent trying to solve this problem with conventional therapies, and whoever else has some stuff to offer. We've offered this up to our own government, but there's such a bureaucracy, and there's so many things and so many hurdles, and this thing looks so weird that we haven't gotten in there yet. Interestingly enough, though, even though it is not officially accepted, within our Veterans Administration in this country, the therapists are doing it anyway under the radar. They just don't tell anybody because that's how they're getting results. So that's just sort of the politics of it, but that's what's going on. But yes, for trauma, absolutely, a marvelous tool, skillfully used.
And how exciting, because so many people live with trauma of their memories of childhood experiences or whatever, and of course war trauma, and they just feel they've got to accept it and they normalize living in that trauma. So this is part of the reason I wanted to do these
Yeah,
videos, to get it out there so more and more people can become aware.
yeah.
So
What
thank
happened?
you for explaining.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you. What'd you say?
No, so thank you for explaining how effective it can be with trauma. I'm sure there's a lot of people that will hear this that can benefit from EFT.
Indeed.